She used to reply instantly. She used to show she cared. Now she pulls away, yet deep down you feel she still feels something. You're left puzzled, frustrated, even hurt. But here's the Stoic reality. A woman can love you deeply and still ignore you. Let me show you why. Most men take silence as rejection. They assume she's done, so they panic, they pursue, they plead. But often, a silence isn't coldness, it's intensity. Today, I'll explain why a woman who loves you might step back, and what a grounded, stoic man does in return. Because emotional reactions only push her further. Let's dive in. 1. She's overwhelmed by emotion. Sometimes love hits her harder than she expected. It floods her, drowns her thoughts. She's scared of how deep it feels. Love isn't always tender, it can be a storm. So instead of moving closer, she creates distance. Not because she's detached, but because she feels too much. Stoicism teaches us to stay calm during storms. When she pulls back, she might just need space to breathe. Give her that, and she may return stronger. 2. She's measuring your strength. Women test, not to be cruel, but to feel safe. When she acts cold, it's not always disinterest. It's to see if you'll stay grounded. Will you beg? Will you break? Or will you hold your frame? A stoic man doesn't chase. He remains still, centered, secure. Pass this test, and she'll see a man she can trust. Not because of what you say, but because of how solid you stay when things shake. 3. She fears losing control. To love you is to surrender part of herself, and that's terrifying, especially if she's been betrayed before. So she pulls away, not to punish you, but to protect herself. She wants space to regain her emotional grip. If you chase her, she loses control again and retreats further. But the stoic man doesn't force closeness. He lets go. He trusts his value. If she's meant to return, she will. If not, he walks with clarity. 4. She's guarding her independence. Some women pride themselves on being self-reliant. When they start meeting you, your presence, your calm, your strength, it shakes their identity. That vulnerability feels risky, so they step back. Not to hurt you, but to prove to themselves that they still can stand alone. Don't force connection. Respect her space. Keep building your mission. That's the balance that keeps real attraction alive. 5. She wants to see if you'll chase. Sometimes silence is calculated. She wants to see, do you lose yourself in her absence? Or do you remain focused?
6. She's unsure if you're different. Every woman carries emotional scars. When real connection starts forming, fear creeps in. What if he's like the rest? She pulls back, not to reject you, but to protect her heart. In these moments, your response matters most. Don't chase, don't plead. Stay composed, strong, patient. That proves you're not another emotional risk, but a man who leads with inner peace. 7. She's trying to keep the upper hand. Modern dating is filled with power plays. When she feels herself falling, she may pull away just to feel strong again. And this is where men often stumble. They chase, they explain, they try to convince. But in doing so, they give their power away. A stoic man doesn't play that game. He honors his value. He doesn't run after approval, because the right woman doesn't need to be chased. She chooses you freely. But let's get this straight. Consistent ignorance or manipulation isn't love. Don't confuse stoicism with tolerating toxicity. Here's what you don't do. Don't plead. Don't double message. Don't obsess over her stories. Don't lose your peace. Let her actions speak for themselves. You respond with purpose, discipline, and clarity. You don't beg for attention, you protect your self-worth. What a Stoic man does instead, he watches, not with desperation, but with awareness. If she creates distance, he doesn't collapse, he refocuses, sharpens his edge, builds his path. And if she returns, great. If not, he still rises, because her presence doesn't define his value. That's what makes him unforgettable. Here's the harsh truth. A woman can love you and still pull away. Not because she wants to hurt you, but because she's wrestling with herself. And how you respond makes all the difference. If you stay balanced, firm, and emotionally unmoved, she'll notice. She'll see a man who doesn't beg, doesn't break, doesn't chase. A man who knows his worth. And that's the man she either returns to or regrets losing forever. If this message spoke to you, it's time to evolve. Hit subscribe for more on masculine mindset, stoic strength, and emotional mastery. Remember, real men don't chase love. They become the love worth chasing.